Hey lovely people, welcome back once again to another exciting episode of Stitches Biz Collection. I'm Miss Stitches. In this video, let me share with you how to make the designed love shape beaded bag. Before we start, do well to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button. Let's get started. Materials needed. So you cut your fish line, you make sure it's long enough. You cut it off, and we are using 0.70 mm. So you make sure you have the ends of the fish line, and then you pick 4 beads, fix on any side of the fish line, fix all 4 beads, and then you cross with the 4th bead using the other side of the fish line. Make sure you have the ends of the fish line. You pull it out so one side will be longer than the other. Then you have your first ring done. Then you go on and pick 3 beads. Fix one on each fish line. Fix one on the left fish line. Fix one on the right fish line. And then you cross with the 3rd bead using both fish lines. You still make sure you have the ends of the fish line. Then you pull it out. Then you have your 2nd ring done. Then you pick 3 beads again, fix one on each fish line, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using both fish lines. You pull it out, then you have your 3rd ring done. And then you still pick 3 beads, fix on each fish line, and then you cross with the 3rd bead, and then you have a 4th ring. Then you repeat the same process to have a 6th ring. Then you pull it out. This time, you pick 2 pink beads and 1 white bead. You fix the pink bead and then fix 1 white bead. And then you cross with the next pink bead or the other pink bead. So we are using 2 colors here. I'm using pink and white. That is what we are working with. So you have your 6th ring done. Then you still go on and pick 3 pink beads. Fix one on each fish line, and then you cross with the 3rd pink bead using both fish lines. You pull it out, and then you have it done. And then you pick 2 white beads and 1 pink bead, and then you fix 1 white bead and 1 pink bead, and then you cross with the next white bead. You cross with the last white bead. You pull it out. Then you have it done. So this is what we are doing. And then you are going to weave the same thing here on the other hand. So you are going to weave 5 more on the other side to be equal. So we have 4 on the other side now, and then on this fish line you fix 3 beads, and then you cross with the 3rd bead. You fix 3 white bead, and then you cross with the 3rd bead. Then you have the fish line turned. Then on this fish line you fix another 3 white beads again, and then you cross with the 3rd white bead. You pull it out so you can turn completely to weave to the other end. Then with the right fish line you go through the next bead here, and then you fix 2 white beads. Then you cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line. You pull it out, and then with the right fish line you go through the next bead, and then you fix 2 white beads again, and then you cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line. Then you go through the next bead, fix 2 white beads again, cross with the 2nd bead, and then you go through the next bead. And then this time you fix 2 pink beads, and then you cross with the 2nd pink bead. You pull it out, and then you go through the next bead, fix another 2 beads again, 2 pink beads again, pull it out, you go through the next bead, and then you fix another pink again. And then with the last part you fix another 2 pink beads again. And then this time you fix 1 pink bead and 1 white bead. You cross with the white bead using the right fish, and then you go through the next bead, and then you weave all white. When you get to the last end, you fix 2 white beads, then you cross with the second bead using the other side of the fish line, and then you weave all white 3 times. And then you fix 2 pink beads, and then you cross with the second pink bead, and then you weave all pink 5 times. Then you fix 1 pink bead and 1 white bead, and then you cross with the white bead, and then you weave all white 3 times and turn with all white twice. Then you fix 2 pink beads, and then you cross with the second pink bead using the right fish line, and then you weave all pink 7 times. And then you fix 1 pink bead and 1 white bead, and then you cross with the white bead, and then you weave all white twice, and then you turn with white once, and then you fix 2 pink beads, and then you cross with the second pink bead, and then you weave all pink 9 times. And then you fix 1 pink bead and 1 white bead, and then you cross with the white bead, then you go through the next bead and fix all white ones. Now turning, you fix 2 white beads and 1 pink bead, and then you cross with the pink bead using the right fish line. You pull it out, and then you weave all pink beads 11 times. And when you get to the last end, you fix 2 white beads, and then you cross with the second white bead using the right fish line, and then you fix 2 white beads and 1 pink bead again, and then you cross with the pink bead using the right fish line. Then you go through the next bead and weave all pink. So with the same method, I'm going to weave all pink till you get here. Make sure all the pink is in line. That is what we are doing. So this is what you should have. I'm going to continue 2 more times. So all the pink should be in line like this, or we should have the top side the same. You weave twice in addition to this. So this is what you should get after you are done. As you can see, we have the shape forming up. So this is the exact shape you should get now. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. The pink side is 4, and the other side is also 4. So we're going to continue weaving. So you pass the excess fish line through to this bead here, and this is what you should get. So on this fish line, you fix 3 pink beads, and then you cross with the third bead using the right fish line. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead here, then you fix another 2 pink beads again, cross with the second bead. You go through the next bead, fix 2 beads again, cross with the second bead, then you go through the next bead. Then on this fish line, you fix 2 beads, and then you cross with the second bead again. So you have it this way. Now my fish line is short, so I'm going to pass it through to secure this part. Then with a new fish line, we are skipping the last but 1 bead. So we are leaving this side out, and then we go through this bead. You pull it out. Then on this fish line, you fix 3 beads, and then you cross with the third bead. You pull it out. So we are using all pink beads for this part. Then you go through the next bead, fix 2 beads again on the left fish line, then you cross with the second bead using the right fish line. So this is what we have. So you pass your excess fish line through to secure this part of the work too. And this is what you should get after you are done. So we have one side of the love shape out. So we are leaving the middle side of it. Then we are going to repeat the same thing for the other side, leaving the middle side out. So repeat the same thing for this side. And as you can see, you have your love shape nicely out. So as you can see, we left the middle part out. We are going to weave around it to get the body of the bag. So with the new fish line, you go through this bead here, the first white bead, you go through, pull it out. Then on this fish line, you fix 3 white beads, cross with the third white bead. Make sure you have the ends of the fish line, and then you pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead, fix 2 beads on the left fish line again, cross with the second bead using the right fish line, pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead, fix 2 beads again on the left fish line, cross with the second bead, and then you weave on with the same method. So this is what you should get. As you can see, you have the sides forming up, and with this we are weaving all white, so you weave till this end, and we have the side now. So we have the side out, and I made the same thing offline, the same size, the same shape. I'm going to attach them together to get the full shape of the bag. So my fish line is long enough, so I'm going to use that. So on this fish line, you fix 1 bead. Then with the same fish line where you fix the bead, you go through the first bead on the other side of the bag, so you have the bead in the middle of both. Then you go on and pick 1 bead again, and then you cross with both sides of the fish line, you pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. With the left fish line, go through the next bead. Then you fix 1 bead again and cross with both sides of the fish line. You pull it out and make sure it's very tight. With the right fish line, go through the next bead. With the left fish line, go through the next bead again. Then you pick 1 bead, cross with both sides of the fish line, and then you weave on with the same method. So as you can see, you have the sides forming up or joining up. So that's what you should be getting if you're on the right track. So I'm going to wait till you get to this end as well. So this is what you should have after you are done. We have the complete bag formed up now. So we are going to weave a handle for the bag to complete the method. So with a new fish line, we have 3 beads on the side here. So we are going to take the middle part. So with your fish line, you go through this bead here. You can start from any side. You make sure you have the ends, then you pick 3 beads, fix on any side of the fish line. So I'm fixing mine on the left fish line, and then you cross with the third bead using the other side of the fish line. Make sure you have the ends of the fish line, and then you pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through this bead, fix 2 beads again on the left fish line, cross with the second bead using the right fish line. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead here. Then you fix 2 beads again on the left fish line, cross with the second bead using the right fish line, you pull it out. And then this time with the right fish line, go through the next 2 beads here. Then you fix 1 bead, you cross with both sides of the fish line, you pull it out. So you have it like this. Then on this fish line, you fix 3 beads again, cross with the third bead using the right fish line, you pull it out. Then you go through the next bead, fix 2 beads again on the left fish line, cross with the second bead, pull it out. Then you go through the next bead, fix 2 beads again, cross with the second bead, pull it out, and then you go through the next 2 beads here, and then you fix 1 bead. Then you cross with both sides of the fish line. 'Then you cross with both sides of the fish line. Then you weave on with the same method. So as you can see, you have the sides forming up, or joining up. So this is what you should have after you are done. We have the complete bag formed up now. So we are going to weave a handle for the bag to complete the method. So with a new fish line, we have 3 beads on the side here. So we are going to take the middle part. So with a new fish line, you go through this bead here. You can start from any side. You make sure you have the ends of the fish line. So I'm fixing mine on the left fish line. And then you fix 1 bead. You cross with both sides of the fish line. You pull it out. Then with the right fish line, go through the next bead. Fix 2 beads again on the left fish line, cross with the second bead using the right fish line, you pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. Fix 1 bead again on the left fish line, go through the next bead. Then you fix 1 bead. Then you cross with both sides of the fish line. Then you weave on with the same method. So as you can see, we have the handle forming up, and this is exactly what you should get if you're on the right track. So you're going to weave until you can attach it to this side of the bag. That is about 21 steps in all. So this is what you should get, and we have it now. So this is 20 steps in all. This is 20, and that is the length I want. So we're going to attach it to this side. So on this fish line, you fix one bead, and with the same fish line, you make sure the handle is lying direct to each side. Then you go through this bead here. So this one will add up to 21 in all. So you have the bead in the middle, and then you pick one bead and cross it both sides of the fish line. You pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. With the left fish line, you go through the next bead. And then you pick one bead again and cross it both sides of the fish line. You pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. With the left fish line, you go through the next bead. Then you pick one bead again and cross it both sides of the fish line. So this time with the right fish line, you go through the next two beads here. With the left fish line, go through the next two beads. So all the fish lines should come out from this bead here. And this is what you should get. So now I'm going to pass the excess fish line throughout the handle to make it very firm, because the handle carries the weight of the bag. So please take your time and pass everything through. And this is what you should get after you are done passing your excess fish lines through. And our handle is very firm now. So this is our complete bag. You have our bag nicely made. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more and more of my tutorials, make sure to comment and share as well. Stay safe. See you in my next video. Have a nice day and bye.